Hello, welcome. My name is Miriam. I'm a family therapist, and today I'm going to talk about young children, the way they play, and the common mistakes that parents make regarding the way they join, they intervene, or they manage their children's play. These are things that I'm seeing all the time with the families I work with. I see it at schools, I see it at nurseries, and a lot of the times these are things that people are not quite aware of, and once I point them out, people think they do make sense. But obviously every child is different. Your child is an individual and you've got your own style, so this is really an invitation for you to consider these ideas, to think if there are mistakes in your view, and if so, whether you want to change how you're managing your children's play. A little bit about the importance and the role of play in children's life. Children learn through play. They learn about themselves, they learn about the world. They are little scientists. They would throw things many times to see where they go, and they learn that when you throw an object, it will fall down, not fly in the air. They learn about different materials, different textures, that water is different from sand, it's different from wood or plastic, it's different from wool. Things have got a different feel, they've got different weights, they look differently. All this learning is done through play. Kids are also little artists. They've got a wild imagination and they create all kinds of imaginary worlds. They have lots of creativity, create lots of possibilities. They just have it in them. Also, through play, they will develop coordination, so they will learn how to work their body, they develop this muscle strength, and in time and with lots of practice, they're going to learn to control their fingers, how to make gentle movements with their fingers that later they will be used to get dressed and to write, and also big movements with their body, like running and kicking a ball around. They also learn social skills. They learn that snatching things from people because they want them isn't always going to be a good idea. They learn to wait. They learn to share and take turns. And they also learn to deal with frustrations when they try to do something and it doesn't work out, or when they lose a game, somebody else's win. They learn to deal with all that. Avoiding the 5 mistakes that I'm going to point out, that what I believe to be a mistake, is going to be actually quite easy. In many of my videos, I make recommendations that are not so easy to put into practice, but these ones, trust me, are much easier, and probably much easier than what you're doing right now. So I'm going to start with a mistake, and stay tuned because I think the 5th one is going to surprise you the most. So the first mistake is turning playtimes into academic learning opportunities. Often I see children playing, say your child's got some cars and they've built a parking lot and some roads and cars are going there and crashing or whatever they're doing, and comes a parent and asks, what color is that car? How many cars are there? The game and the flow of the game, the fun of the game is stopped, and instead the colors and counting, and children often get frustrated or bored, and then there are arguments and parents want to get the child to do it even more and the child doesn't want to, and it's not great. So with little children here in the UK, at least I see it all the time, colors, then goes the numbers and counting, and later there's vocabulary and then spelling and math as the child is actually playing. Now, I'm not saying for a moment that you shouldn't teach your children to count or they shouldn't learn the colors, but please don't get into their games again and again and ask them to stop and do the colors or do the counting. It doesn't really help them. So that's the first mistake, is turning every playtime into a mini lesson. Better not to do it. The second mistake, in my view, is to have too many toys, too many games, too many art materials lying around, so there's too much available. And research shows that when a child sees a new toy, the first thing they do is to try to assess what it is and know it better, see what it's for, what they can do with it, and slowly they become more and more creative. But if they've got so many things around them, instead of concentrating and creating something, they get distracted by one thing, and then they see something else, and then they go over there and play with that thing, and not only that, you're going to end up with a very messy room, children are not going to learn to concentrate and continue with an activity over time. And in one of our previous videos, is here, I was talking about natural consequences for children who refuse to tidy up after them. And I'm often suggesting to parents that they take away the toys that the children are leaving on the floor. And lots of parents tell me they wouldn't notice. And I ask, what do you mean they wouldn't notice? And they say, well, they've got so many things. And I ask, how long would it take your child to notice if you start taking away the toys and the games that they leave on the floor? And they say weeks or months. So that surely can't be good. You are, first of all, giving maybe the wrong message about money and material possessions and what's affordable and what's good and what's not, but also you're creating an environment where it's very difficult for your child to concentrate and to create. So I say less is more. Mistake number 3 is to ask children to explain their creations to you and then maybe criticize them or correct them for it. So it goes like that. What did you draw? Well, the sun is yellow, not pink. And the bus has windows at the top, not at the bottom. And the door goes at the bottom, not at the top. So your child again was having fun, creating something, drawing something out of their imagination, and now they need to stop that. They need to explain themselves to you, and then you're going to correct them. Now the thing is that lots of children know that the sun is yellow, but they want to paint it pink. So what? That's all right. Now again, if your child really enjoys that, you can do that. But most children don't really like this kind of questions. So I'd say don't ask too many questions, but even if you do, please don't use it to correct your child unless your child is actually asking for your help. Mistake number 4. When having a new game or a new toy, insisting that the child plays with it according to the instructions that's on the box. That leads to lots of arguments. Now for children, when you open up a new box, they're curious and they want to discover things their own way. Let them. Unless they destroy things or they lose parts, then it's great. It's much better for them to just start playing with whatever is there in the box. Having that stage over, and then you can suggest that you follow the instructions and do what it says. But again, you want to allow your child's creativity and allow them to play out of the box. Now the 5th and the last mistake that I'm going to talk about, and I think it's going to surprise some of you, is that lots of parents step in to help their child's play too quickly, and they do far too much for the children. So say your child wants to take a round shape and put it into a square hole. Lots of parents will just say, I'll show you, or we'll just take the part or the piece and put it inside the right hole. What is your child learning from that? It's probably learning that you are better than them and you can do things that they can't. Often they can't even follow what you're doing. The purpose of the game isn't to put all the right pieces through the holes so that the bucket is full with these pieces. The purpose of the game is for the children to learn shape, to learn coordination, and also, most importantly, to learn to live with frustration and to know that they may try things again and again and again, and these things are not going to work, and that's okay. So again, I'm not saying never help your child, but I see parents jumping into the rescue far too quickly. Now, if you do help, you can do it slowly and patiently, and you can show your child what to do. But usually it's best to just leave them alone. They may not have the perfect tower, they may not have the perfect creation, but they will learn to do things by themselves, and they will learn to trust themselves and learn that they know how to create things. Also, they will learn that you are there available if they ask for your help. Now, you probably have noticed that I haven't talked about iPads and mobile phone games and all other electronics in this. This is because I believe for that age group, and I'm talking about the under 5s, it's best to have minimum of that, but I will talk about it in the future. So, can you identify yourself here? Do you do these things? Do you think these are mistakes, or do you think they're great for your child? If so, please continue. Or maybe you're doing it like most parents because that's the way we ourselves were brought up. Basically, what I'm suggesting here is that you step back, do less, buy less, give less. And of course, you want to be there to compliment your children on their creations, to praise them when they've done something nice, to give them a hug if they're frustrated, and to help them if they're asking for your help. So this is it for me for today. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Try it out, enjoy your children, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you very much.